I'm getting back in the game, so I'm redoing my Wind-O-Matic Transformer Winder, which is just a Makerbot Thing-O-Matic modified into a Transformer Winder using G-code. So this is the old. I'll show you the new once it's all done. We're going to hopefully make it a lot more compact. We're also missing a power supply here, which is taking up a lot of space. Going to try to make it a dual layer type thing. So here we go. Nice. That was from this. This is layer 1 of my new Transformer Winder. Moved all the Makerbot controls inside of here with the ATX power supply. Stacking on top of that is the actual winder itself, where we're going to be rebuilding these coil or bobbin placeholders, winders, whatever. We'll reset this thing back up, but man, I spent all day on this. Pretty proud of it. Can't wait to get winding.
This is Stand Revenge.
Alright everyone, this is a complete breakdown of my Wind-O-Matic 3D printer modified into a coil winder, a transformer coil winder. I'm gonna pop this baby open here and hopefully nothing falls apart or off. We have an ATX power supply from a computer. This is the actual controller boards from the Makerbot Thing-O-Matic, my first 3D printer. All the boards just kind of contained there in that space with some computer risers there, if you can see those, pretty nice. Fits nicely in there. Got a hinge there to hold this thing up. And basically an X and a Z axis. We've got two old hard drives basically just gutted, and this here is something I fashioned here to reduce the bobbin from spinning out of control when the coiling stops. Those are just rubber bands there stretched around the edge of that bearing, and then I have these 3D printed to go right on top of that fit my coil bobbins just perfectly. So these things can spin with just a little bit of tension, so when you stop spinning they literally stop instead of unwinding a bunch of wire and getting a whole mess. So almost like rubber band brakes. Another hard drive spindle bearing component there, just to kind of take the cable around here, the wire, and feed it into this thing, which is also a I believe this is a CD-ROM drive, a DVD-ROM drive, optical reader that I pulled out of there. So it lets me adjust the vertical position here of that feeder tube, which is nothing more than a pen of some sort that's been chopped off and put in there, some component of an old like pop-click type of pin. Have these 3D printed mounts here for the actual bobbin assembly, which you'll see here. I'm going to be doing the outside assembly first because I have that inside one kind of temporarily hot glued to it. So we can pop that on there, and from the Z-axis here I can just screw that on there. And it takes a little adjusting around to get it just right, but we can get that spinning awfully well. I've got to make an adjustment here. We're a little bit too close with this. I'm finding out just now, but excited to get this thing running again, and I'll give you an update here once we have it rolling.
This is Stand Revenge.
Alright, here we go. We got our device connected up here. Got our simple controller, which at that time was Replicator G. I'm using the Sailfish custom version, which is a accelerated version of the firmware. I believe that helps actually a lot in how smooth it starts up, slows down, that kind of thing. I digress. We have our setup here. We're going to use this control panel. We've got the X and Y axes, that's a word, set up right there. So we have our X, which is moving the bobbin from left to right, as you can see there. And then we have our Y, which is our actual rotation of the bobbin. So basically, we're going to move to the right position, wind it, move to the next positions, wind it, and that can be done through some very rudimentary G code. Basically, G0 is the go command, so move X to 4.8, and then the Y coordinate will spin for a certain amount of time. I found that 34, what do you want to call them, increments or whatever of the G code is equal to 1 rotation. It's not exact, but that's the closest I can get to it for now. So we have some basic G code just kind of repeating to move to the first location, wind, move to the second location, wind, move to the third location, and so on and so forth. So that will continue as I fill this in, basically just giving the instruction for each individual bobbin to wind a certain amount. I'm going to test this one right here real quick. Hopefully it'll it moves to the first one, makes a wind. Okay, cool, as it should. I believe it moves to the second one, and then the sequential ones after that. You can see just enough to where it moves bobbin to bobbin with pretty damn good precision. It took a little manual finding out as far as how far to move each one. You can see .63 is about the magic number. Looks like I nailed it on that one, actually. Still looks fantastic there. Look at that. The last one, right on point. Now we just have to figure out how many rotations it will take to fill up each individual bobbin. So that's going to take some trial and error. I'll get back with you guys. Alright, I'm going to save this G code. We are going to attempt a run. The only thing else we need is some way to help guide this thing here, which I'm going to grab a couple toothpicks. So this is going to home first, so I need to give this a little bit of slack maybe, and feed that appropriately. We are approaching capacity. We'll see, maybe we have to reduce this here. That's just about right. So there's the pause command. I'm going to pause it as well. I feel like I could go another 50. So if that's 200 winds right there, we could do another 50 winds. I'm going to stop this here, and I'm going to modify this first line to only spin 50 times. What's 50 times 34? 34 times 50. We're going to spin this an additional 1700 steps. So on location 1, the Y command, which was 6800, we're going to switch this to 1700. I suppose I could take that, but it's going to home again, and then it will continue winding 50 more on that slot, and then continue on to the next. So we're going to see if we can rig this here to make it work. But also, what we have to take into consideration is we want to make sure the rest of the bobbins wind at that same amount too, so we need to add that 1700 to our 6800 winds for a total of 8500. So our first one's only going to spin 50 additional, and then the rest of them are going to spin as normal. Here we go. Oh, that was kind of rough though. I didn't really anticipate it to crunch up like that. Oh, I hope that'll be okay. So it's going to move to location and then pause again. So I'm going to resume this. And here shortly it should move to the next location. Then I can pause it from there. Hold it. Yep, so if we can do this in the allotted time span, just like that, hopefully we can just let it go. We have it timed to look. Oh, look at that. Okay. It's high stakes. Come on, screw up. Makes me have to redo the whole thing. So that means my code's not right, something gets stuck or tangled, or if I don't move it up over in time, or any number of things. The result is beautiful looking coils though. Beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy ready. Right there. Alright, there's that cue. We are in the slot. The rest should be automatic. We've got a situation here where we've got a little bit of over rotation due to the number of iterations or turns not being exactly 34. So what I need to do very carefully is probably, I could probably get away with it, but it's going to be increasingly difficult to do. So I'm going to back this thing up. Just inherent flaw of the machine itself. Like that right there. Sorry, babe. Alright, can it hold out? Stay tuned.
This is Stand Revenge.
I think this bobbin's reaching critical mass here. It's becoming too light and is wanting to fly all over the place. I'm afraid it's going to just fly out of this contraption I have. I'm scared. The other one appears to be fine. This one is having all kinds of issues. I'm about to take the brake off of it. I've got it set to pause, but I'm going to man, I took the rubber band brakes off of these things. These were really helpful when the coils were full, when these bobbins were full, and they were really heavy. They would just spin, cause all kind of mess. But these being so lightweight, I think we can get away with not having that right now. I make it look really easy. I've never done it this easy in my life, I swear to God. But this whole new setup here, as far as like what it was previously, if you see my older videos, maybe I'll reference it here. I was sitting over here trying to wind this thing, but it's so much easier having it right here up front in my face. Just the ease of which I'm doing this is so much better, because you need to have your hands right here and you can't be hunched over or leaned over a desk or whatever. All right, sweet. Cool. Well, this guy is all over the place though. I did not put that on right. Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna be a disaster. I can't pause it either, so I'm kind of oh, I fixed it. That was almost disasterful. I can't believe I missed that. Rookie move. I think I need to build a sandwich for these spoolers here, have them in a horizontal position or something like that. That's a very rudimentary way. It's always worked, but we've had some sketchy situations. there till you go. Eeks. Alright, this one's gonna be a little tough. We've got that's it. Hell yeah. Mission accomplished. Have you ever seen a more beautiful looking transformer in your life? Should have my hot glue gun ready for this. We're going to dab a little bit here and there and seal the deal. That's a beautiful sight. 32 minutes, damn. Alright, part 2 to this madness is connecting some wires we can actually connect to, so we don't further risk damaging these or whatnot. So I'm going to I'll cut these off about right here. There's another one here. Alright, we want to take this guy. Hopefully you guys can see that. Old school telephony winding method, let's say. My dad actually taught me this. You just wrap it around there really tight. Boom. Hot glue that dude in place. Probably easier just to dab the hot glue and then stick him in. Something like that. A little on top, boom. So now we have actual leads on this thing. But this will allow us to tie into the matrix switcher with those basically speaker wire connection terminal outlet things, and because this wire is just too fine to be able to get a solid connection in this, so this allows us to, you know, play with these wires a little bit easier without risk of damaging the entire transformer. I don't know what I have or have not been recording there, but that is pretty much that finished product here. I got some Kapton tape. Something I forgot to mention on these is that when you're separating these two magnet wires from left to right side, you probably want to test and make sure that you have this left side aligned with this left side, and this right side is the same wire, you know, on this right side. I just happened to look out here, it is the same, but that could be confusing if you are connecting things wrong. So, footnote. And there it is, everybody, in its glorious perfection. Bifilar wound secondary for the VIC.
This is Stand Revenge.